everyone, and welcome to this CareCollab on Dendrobium Nobile types, orchids, and this is mine. So, yeah, this is the only one actually which I have. So if you want to see how to do things wrong, this is a good video for you, and try not to do the things that I have done wrong. So the ones who are participating in here, I'm going to actually link them down below, are Danni's Orchid Journey, Attainable Green, Svetlana Orchids Passion in Deutschland, What's Up Orchids, and Honeybees and Orchids, Fernanda Nascimento Orchids and Succulents, Lynn Smith, Eds Orchids, and of course Ninja Orchids. So, as I told you, I have only this one Dendrobium Nobile hybrid. I do actually have Dendrobium Nobile species, which I did a boo-boo because I bought it and I didn't look the name. So the name was written with small n, which means that it's a species, and I do apologize. Neighbor's dog is outside again, and I want to record this now. So this was bought, I think 2019 summer. Yeah, I think that was the 2019 from Jyväskylä in nursery called Viherlandia, or they have all the things related to plants and gardens and stuff, so it's huge in Finnish terms. So this one, I think I think I can pop somewhere the picture of the flowers or the blooms. I have been wanting that specific color blooms for a long time, and I finally found it, and yeah, let's go and dig deeper. So, as you can see, at the bottom there is actually coming new growth. So it used to have, I think, one more pseudobulb here, this long one, which was blooming. And as you can see, there are three at this point. I think there was 4. Cut canes. So this is something which they do. I assume it's because of the blooms. They want to show the blooms much better. So if there is like extra canes, it doesn't look good. So I assume this is flowering from old canes then. And yeah, it was doing quite okay. These were the first canes, and as you can see, of course, it lost the leaves because it was trying to push out the new ones. These were the second ones, these ones, and they have lost the upper part of the leaves already, but they are still left with these. And then came these small things here, which you can see, these fiddly ones. I'm still waiting them to actually grow a little bit better or bigger. But the problem with these ones were this winter I had issues. Let me get too closer. I had issues with thrips. So as you can see, all these leaves, they look like that because of the thrips, and it took me a while to notice them. I still see some nymphs on the leaves. I don't know if they are dead or not, but I'm going to actually spray this after this again. And in my environment, Dendrobiums Nobile and Antelope and all these, thrips just love them. So these are like, this was in a different room and it still got the thrips, so they spread like a wildfire. And my mistake was that when it was growing these roots, the new ones, which you can see there, those really old tatty ones, I didn't repot it. I didn't know that I have only 2 years in a row to have it grown in the same media. So now I'm desperately waiting these new ones, these really monkey ones, to actually grow new roots. They haven't yet. Those are the old ones, the old canes done those roots. So I'm still waiting for these ones. Once I see some root production, this is going to into new media and probably into smaller pot. So this 2019, I still wasn't that good with the orchids. So I think I put it into way too big of pot. So if I would have done it differently, I would have put it a little bit smaller pot for my environment, and then I would just, if needed, I would just repot it in next year or something similar, because for some odd reason, if I overpot them in this environment, when I just got the plants, they are going to suffer. If I put them into smaller pot, they just thrive. So I've noticed this one for me, might be different for you, but for me, that's like what I've done. And of course, because this hasn't, I didn't want it to bloom, I didn't wait it to bloom, so I haven't given this winter rest or any cool down. It has been in a cooler space, so the temperature has been under 20 degrees on the bookshelf where it was, but it hasn't done anything, just started growing new canes. These were during the winter time, that's why they are so fiddly. So I'm really hoping that this spring is going to bring me some new good strong growth, and maybe I would get them bigger than these ones, because it's like, well, these are still growing, so they might actually, that's a quite big one. It's still growing a leaf in there if you look at it, which I'll hold on a sec. As you can see, all of them are still growing new leaves there. So yeah, they might grow a bit bigger, and I know that it looks really spindly now, but it might thicken the pseudobulbs now that the springtime has started and it's getting good light. So yeah, and normally during the summertime this goes out, so it's getting outside air, and now it's still getting the highlight because it's so-called springtime, but when it comes to summer, I'm going to back off the light a bit, so it's going to be behind some other plants, since Nobile hybrids, they tend to like to have during winter and springtime, because of the blooming, the cool and bright space, and then during the summertime they are shaded, because in their natural habitat, whichever plants have gone into this hybrid, don't know what, but normally the Nobiles, they get like the cameo, I think, the tree tops, so the leaves come back. So, but yeah, these are not falling off every year, the leaves. It's only because of how much it has suffered, and especially because it doesn't have a good root system yet. So it's lost some of its leaves, unfortunately. And what else I could tell you? Yeah, I'll try to rehab it, maybe learn to actually take care of it. I'm going to put this next to the Dracula and my Phragmapedium Honeypopov, which are in cool to cold space. So it goes down to 10 degrees. I think it's like 40 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit, so it goes quite low during the winter time. So it could get good chilling, but I'm not going to do that before I have got like decent root system and I'm able to give it that sort of winter rest, so it has the strength to do that. But the good part is if you are actually able to pull it through when it's looking like this and all the cut canes and all, you might end up getting like decent size of canes. These were quite decent, so just be careful with the root system and the media. So I would say that if in the future I'll repot them earlier instead of just and put it in a smaller pot, and even keep it in that smaller pot, so to save the root system. So this is the only one which I know that have really bad root system that I can think of now. Everybody else is doing fine. But yeah, I'm not Dendrobium specialist. I'm sure the others are going to tell you all about the Dendrobium Nobile. I'm only telling you what I do in Finland and how I'm taking care of them. And yeah, so I do recommend these, but they are magnet to bugs, and if you don't do it correctly, you are losing like one good growth of canes, and I kept it a little bit too warm, so it started growing new canes. But yeah, thank you for watching, and let's see how I'm doing with this one, and especially that seedling Dendrobium Nobile. I might actually give you a update next August or September about this one and that Nobile species, so you can actually see how I'm doing. I have understood that the species is really difficult and fussy, so let's see if I'm selling next year one Dendrobium Nobile species. But thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed it, and please go and check the other ones. I'm just waiting for them to actually give me some information so I can grow this better. Bye!